Thank you, Madam President. I want to explain why the vote I'm taking today is one I'm very excited about. There are many things in this resolution that I and many of my colleagues have been fighting for a long time, and a lot of which responds very directly to some of the pain of the last year that people have felt. So I just want to take a moment to go through some of the key elements, some of which may have been lost in the context of some bigger issues, but one that I have been pursuing for some time is a removal of the Opportunity Zone tax break in New York, an abused program that was intended to help distressed communities, but in fact has been manipulated to pump money to developers who are developing overdeveloped areas already, and from what I gather, has been used to support developments that were going to be happening whether this tax break existed or not, because they were already underway. It is a horrible waste of money. It will save us over $60 million this year. So that repeal is an important one for me. But I want to also talk about some of the things that are in here that will help people in need who have suffered over the last year that many of us have spoken about. Rent relief for New Yorkers who have suffered greatly during the pandemic, lost their jobs, or had massive economic loss and have been in arrears. And we're doing it in a way where their rent is going to get paid. The smaller landlords will get their money so they can continue to pay their mortgages and their bills. And it's a success story for all involved. Helping our small businesses, $1 billion for small business aid. $500 million in the form of grants and $500 million in the form also of rent relief for those commercial tenants who have had a very, very rough time over the last year. We've already lost too many of them, and this will help us save those that remain. A great amount of assistance for people who have not been eligible for all the federal money that's been flowing through the country. People that have been delivering our food and doing our laundry and helping us continue to live our lives during a very, very difficult time when others had the privilege of being sheltered at home. There were people who were helping our communities continue to function. This resolution will provide support for them. And then a couple of things that the governor tried to do in his proposal that we are rolling back, among others. We are restoring money that was proposed to be raided from the MTA. What a horrible, horrible idea at a time when the subways and buses need more support, not less. How are we supposed to get people back to work if the subways and buses aren't working to get them back to work? How are people supposed to get to their doctor's appointments if there's no way to get around or if it's not functioning the way it's supposed to? We would restore that money. And I want to say a word about Local Law 97 in New York City, which is a nation-leading effort to combat climate change. Years of effort, advocates, city council people in the city put into this to get done. I want to give a special recognition to my own councilman, Costa Constantinidis, who chairs the Environmental Committee in New York City, in the council. They established a law that is a national model, and it was proposed in the executive budget to overrule that by sneaking a provision in there that would obviate what the city had done. And this resolution would roll that back as well. So there's so many things. I could go on further, but I know I'm only explaining my votes. I have so much time. But I am proud to cast a vote in the affirmative on this resolution. It is a great piece of work, and this majority is very proud of it. Thank you, Madam President.